This is Wilson Morales from Black Film TV. Here we are, season 2. The thing I'm saying about any show when they start out, it's always about introducing characters and trying to play with the whole character development. But with this season, it seems like each of your characters is a little more confident in the role, than the previous season. Is that safe to assume, Sean?
I would definitely say that. I think, whenever you enter a new project, there's always a sense of trying to get all the colors on the palette, so you can, especially if you're given a brilliant script, you want to be able to then translate all of that. And you never know how it's going to land. And so with a new, season 2, you have the confidence that it resonated with people and the characters sort of connected with people. And so there is a certain level of confidence in those people you've created. And in themselves, these characters, you find them a year on from season 1 when they are, they're more experienced within this job. So yeah, those two elements combine, I think.
Catherine, seems like Annie seems to be in the thick of things, a couple of episodes here and there, So as you're entering season 2, when you take on a series, do you do your own research as far as what these people go through in a line of duty, to really have a now sense, even though it's a character you're playing, but you have an idea as to what they go through, especially in the areas that these cops are covering?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with season 1 particularly, it was quite lovely because I was growing with Annie in the sense that she was a rookie and we were going through it together in a way, which was quite nice. But with season 2, the fact that it is a year on, for sure, you have to do the research. It's super complex, especially with the PSNI. There's not only a lot of history there, but there's a lot of complex kind of politics involved as well. But naturally, even just with the physicality, with the kit, it's so heavy and you have to get used to it. Went to the gym.
What about you, Nathan? Are you getting into the thick of things this season?
Yeah, Tommy, he's, one thing about Tommy, he can be a wee bit shy, a wee bit nervous sometimes, but I think he's not afraid now to as you say, get into the thick of things, and you see that a lot more in the second series. He gets himself into a lot of bother, put it like that.
Now that we're here in season 2, I always think about, it's always about the marketing of a show, in terms of like what's going to get people to watch it. We've got a glut of good products on there. It's like, whether it's you go to the cinemas or, whether it's BritBox or Hulu or whatever, there's a lot of things out there. What separates this from other similar shows that people are going to compare it to, that they want to stick around and see, whether it's season 1, 2, and moving forward?
I think because it's a police procedural drama, but it's firmly set in Belfast and it's very much championing that city and all of the glorious characters that make up that city. And also, I think it's a world that people are intrigued to understand. Understand now what the dynamics of Belfast are, but also get beneath these occupations, get beneath the uniform and see the human side of this. Because I think that's what carries the show, is it's about human beings and how they do a particular job, but also how they relate to each other and the relationships that form and the dynamics, and also how they relate to everybody else in the world. And I think, that's what we as human beings like to watch, I think, or what draws this great drama.
Well, you continue to do a show. What part of your skill set of actors gets improved as you move on, continuing with this character, as you do episode per episode, and you don't know what happens next or what you're doing during hiatus, but is anything that you said got improved as you moved on to season 2, this particular season? Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, I think the amazing thing about this opportunity for me anyway, and I'm sure for the rest of the guys as actors, is that it's rare that you get to spend so much time with one character. I'm sure a lot of times maybe you shoot a film or something like that and the character for 6 months and then they're gone and you probably never think about them again. But with this, like Tommy's been in the back of my mind as a character for more than 2 years now. And I think the longer you spend with a character, the more you know them. And I think that for me going into the second series, I knew Tommy a lot more, which helped sort of me give a, root the character in truth, I suppose.
How about you, Catherine? Do you feel the same about playing Annie? Is like, is there more insight into playing her that helps you out as an actress?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can get to the bones of the character, and there's so much freedom with that. And there's also a lot of play as well, which is just an absolute gift as an actor. It is a bit of a rarity to be able to go back into a character and to flesh it out and to try new things and explore the character, which is, yeah, just so grateful to be able to do that.
For you, Sean, when you think about your character, obviously in the beginning, she's this older woman who's now joining the group. Did you look into like, are there other people who've had those sort of lives and decided they want to be becoming cops later in life?
Yeah, I think, I've met people who have had that transition in life and in various walks, professions. And I always think that it takes an immense amount of bravery to do that and courage. And in her case, I think that she's a single parent as well. She's very independent. There is nobody else in her life that she can sort of depend upon. So to take the step from being a social worker and then go, further towards the flames of becoming a police officer in her early 40s just says a lot about her, I think. Yeah.
What kind of training do you guys have to go through when you throw these roles? And obviously, you don't know unless you know early on that there's another season coming up. When you get a certain script and it says you have to run it to fire, even though there's stunt doubles probably. Are you working out? You guys go to boot camp knowing you're playing cops, so you have to go through this stuff so that way you can get an idea, or is it like, nah, let the stuntmen do that stuff?
Me personally,
Catherine?
I think that other people you might have stepped it up.
Yeah, for sure. There was we put in a good bit of work between series 1 and series 2, because like as I said, I wanted Tommy to change as he was continuing in the job. So I have 3 younger brothers who are kickboxers, and they kind of took me under their wing a little bit, brought me into the gym, coaxed me into taking a fight even. And I thought it helped massively. But I mean, apart from that, there was another thing. There's an amazing police training centre in Northern Ireland called Garnaville. And we were actually lucky enough to spend a bit of time down there and to see, the real life, like rookies who are just, walking around with sort of the plastic guns in their holsters until they pass the bar or the mark, whatever it is, to fully qualify. It was great to see those guys, and see how they carry themselves, with the nerves a little bit, I suppose.
Just want to say congrats. Obviously, BritBox is, listen, I live in the States, so it's easier to get BritBox than BBC. So it's a good thing I got to see the series. So hopefully we can get to season 3. We can talk again wherever you guys are at. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you.